Hello and welcome, my chunky cheese lovers. How you doing in this wonderful day? Wonderful, wonderful day. Today we're playing Silveroak Forest, or as some people call it, Silveroak Forest. Yeah, most people maybe. All people. Okay, all right. Silveroak Forest it is. This one's a little bit difficult, but today mainly what I want to talk to you guys about is actually the controls of the game. I really haven't gone into too much detail about it yet. And I feel like I need to talk to you guys about it. If you've already played this game, this may not interest you all that much, but I still feel like it's kind of important for me to at least talk about it. We're going to go for mostly magic on the left here. We're going to go for 3 magic towers, believe it or not. We're going to go for another barracks over here, and we're going to go for another magic over here. So very heavy on the magic on the left. That's all I'm going to spend my money on for now, because we've got to talk about the right side as well. We're going to need to deal with spiders on the right side. So to deal with that, we're going to go for an artillery over here, and we want to block those guys in hardcore. All right. So I'm thinking we go double barracks here on the left, on the right. Block them in next to my artillery. Here we go. Ready for the next wave already? And we want our hero to attack, because don't forget, every time your hero attacks, he's going to end up getting experience. So, well, every time he does damage. If he misses every time, he's not going to do any damage. So we really want him to attack a brigand instead. Yes, there we go. Brigand instead. And we're also going to build a really nice clean-up archer tower back here with a little bit of more barracks peeps. That's kind of how we're going for it. Let's go to the next wave, baby. We're ready to go. So that's the basic idea or strategy that we're going to go for. We have almost all the towers built already, which is perfect. If we want to, we can go for one more artillery, but again, not that important. We're just going to rain of fire and go to the next wave already. It is time to spend our money. So I'm thinking artillery man, 220 bucks. Totally worth. Totally worth for these grouped units. I'm actually ready for the next wave already. Rangers had a sweet, so we could buy that guy too. Should I buy him first? Yeah, you know what? Why not? 230 bucks, man. Let's do it. That's our first 4th tier tower we've got. Poison enemies dealing 15 damage. Oh, okay. Alright, or Wrath of Force summons thorns and vines to trap enemies and deal 40 damage every 1 second. Every second for 1 second. 40 damage. Okay, not too shabby, but again, not amazing. We're just going to rain of fire and go to the next wave here. Boom, boom. One other thing that I want to point out is over here in the left corner here, you've got this elven building. That if we want to, we can build some elves. I actually built my barracks here. It seems out of place, but what we're going to do is we're going to end up building the elves eventually. And what they're going to allow us to do is to do tons of extra damage against all the units that come over. In fact, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it now. It costs 400 gold, though. You almost never want to build one elf. If you're going to do it, go triple. They protect each other, you know? So do it like that. Let the elves shoot instead of attack hand damage-wise. So anyways, controls. I should mention that I played... let's talk about, first of all, how I'm playing, because I think this is important. I'm playing on the Switch, obviously. I'm playing on the Switch, but I'm also playing on the docked version of the Switch. So if you're playing on the handheld version, this will be different for you, okay? This will be different for you. I have experienced it. So I will say that as a handheld version, it's pretty solid. It's similar to a phone. You can play either completely touchscreen, or you can play a combo touchscreen controller option. You can just literally dock the controllers into the dock thing. You know, we're gonna just rain of fire these wargs and go to the next wave here. All right, beautiful. Oh, they might get residual rain of fire. Sweet. Look at that. Beautiful. That's what you want to see, man. That's what you want to see. We got lots of monies over here. Let's go for our 2nd level artillery, because the spiders are going to be coming out soon. So yeah. Oh, look at that. Those elves, man. They can reach the other side. So if we put them a little bit further over here, they can reach the other side and shoot. That's what you want to see. That's awesome. All right. We're also going to upgrade this guy and this guy. We want to block these guys in here, especially when the spider matriarchs start coming out. So spider matriarchs make tons of little baby spiders. Not fun to deal with them, right? So I feel like I'm doing a bad job explaining the controls. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. I'm not going to send out the waves early just so I can explain this to you guys. Again, I'm playing on the docked Switch. If you're playing on a handheld version, the controls are very solid. They are not perfect, but very solid. I would not said about early, but I did anyways. it's a little bit weird because you get to, like, sort of pick. It's like, when do you switch back and forth? I felt like when I was holding it, the problem for me, though, is that if you take one hand off of the Switch to, like, use it as a touchscreen, then you're, like, using your entire left hand to, like, hold up the Switch. The Switch is not small. It was, like, putting pressure on my hand to do that kind of stuff. It was sort of weird. So, to me, personally, I didn't love it, but I completely understand how anybody who's normally used to the Switch playing handheld would get completely used to it and still love it. So that's my thoughts on that. So we're gonna move our hero over here. We want to have a nice jungle of people. Jungle of people right here. We're gonna block them all in just like that, And I'm actually gonna wait. I'm gonna just build everybody. We'll wait it out. I think we're gonna have enough people to sort of defend over here, so it should go well. But there's a lot of guys there, man. With all them spiders, you never really know. So, all right. The way I'm playing, though, is, again, I'm playing on the docked version of the Switch. So what that means for me is that I'm not only playing the docked version of the Switch that connects to a TV, I'm playing so I can record. So I'm playing it on my computer instead of playing it on my TV. That makes it a little bit harder for me because I get this smidgiest, tiniest bit of lag that you could possibly imagine. Like maybe an 1/8, 10th, 15th of a second or something like that. I mean, you know, something that's totally noticeable, but not game-breaking or anything like that. But I do want to point that out because if you notice, I might miss or something like that with my reinforcements. I think it's mostly because of the lag, not because Kingdom Rush is, like, messed up or something like that. It's just something I have to get used to, that when I press up, it takes, again, maybe a 10th of a second to actually take place. There you go, some extra gold for some extra magic crap. And the main thing we got to do is we got to watch the Spider Matriarchs. Everybody else is just sort of there, you know, just walking through, eventually going to die. Let's watch these Spider Matriarchs. I may even go deep on this and go for this Wrath of the Forest for you guys. We shall see. I kind of like the idea of it, to be honest. There we go. Everybody's dying. Wrath of the Forest, $300. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. For me, the controls feel pretty solid. I think the buttons overall make reasonable sense. I wish that there was an option to change the controls. You know, there's no option to change the controls or anything like that. This just is the controls. Call, Reinforcements, and Rain of Fire on the left. Just your abilities on the left. Your hero is the L button. And then you move with the left-sided control stick, right? Pause on the right here. Secondary hero on the right for your R1. Interesting. And you can go even further here if you want to, and you can mess with this stuff. Again, not things that I really care about, like pointer speed, pointer sensitivity, all that kind of stuff. It just is what it is. I don't think I need the settings on that. I would prefer to just be able to change these if I want to. The main thing for me, though, is that R1 and L1 are your hero buttons. I much prefer them to be the triggers. I don't know why they wouldn't be the triggers. You know? Your fingers usually just sit on the triggers. You have to move it up for R1 and L1 instead of down to, or rather, L and ZL. I prefer the triggers. ZL, or ZR, rather than the top button. You know, your fingers just always sit on the bottom. Doesn't matter that much, but something that I want to point out to you guys, I feel like it wasn't done perfectly, but still very solid overall. I really feel like I am in the game because I'm always doing something. You know, I'm always moving around. I'm always changing around to different things. Everything feels pretty smooth, and I almost never don't know where my pointer is. If you do notice, there's a big yellow mark on the tower that you're doing. So I don't get to scroll any which way. I have to pick a direction that I want to go. So if I click diagonal up left, it's going to go up to my artillery. It didn't go kitty corner over to that other empty spot over there. Press it again. Kitty corner left. Now it's going to go here. So it's like, again, it's not perfect, but it like knows probably where you want to go. Kitty corner left. Knows where to go. Kitty corner left. Brought me to the barracks, not to this thing. So, you know, usually if you just go up, down, left, and right, like this is up and down, it doesn't bring you straight down or anything like that. It just locks you into whatever the heck they want you to lock into, right? So, Again, not game breaking or anything like that. Just something to keep in mind that it's not going to be 100% perfect. It's going to be fairly accurate, but you just have to press it again if you want to do it. A lot of the things end up being kind of nice because they make sure that they double check if you are doing it right. So for like, if you want to sell something, for example, you have to click the sell button, and you have to click confirm on your sell button instead of it just selling and be like, oh no, I deleted it. Crap, I lost the game because I deleted it. You know, that would suck. But regardless, overall, I'm very happy with the controls. They're not much different than the Kingdom Rush 2, though, which I did complain about a little bit more. I think it's because I got used to them. I think it's because I got used to them. I can't really explain why. They feel a little bit better on Kingdom Rush 1 than Kingdom Rush 2. Maybe they are better. Maybe I just got used to them. Whatever it is, I have very few complaints about it overall. Besides being able to choose the buttons for myself. I think, like I said, the abilities being on the bottom left arrows, your left stick with the arrows, up arrow and right arrow, are a little goofy. I would much prefer to have my abilities be, probably Y and B or something like that. Or Y and X or something like that. Next wave could be B or plus or something like that. Almost everything on the right hand here. My thumb is in the right spot to move around to those 5 buttons on the top right corner. But for the left side, I have to both press the way that I want to go, but then also press the reinforcements button with the same button. So I have to click that button, then move over to the joystick. I can't multitask with it as well as I would like to. Overall, not a huge complaint, just something to keep in mind while we're playing this game. It's not 100% perfect, it's just good enough. I prefer to play on a keyboard and mouse, personally. I think I would prefer to even play on a phone over playing on the Switch. That would be my 3 ways to think about it. I'd prefer PC, then phone, then Switch. Still very playable in all three ways. Very playable. That's what I'm going to have for you guys today. If you enjoyed the content, pretty please press that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't. Of course, have a super duper delicious day.